Arcane was the best show to come out in 2021. Well, actually, you haven't even played the game. You don't need to. Anyways, Arcane is a Netflix show based in the world of League of Legends, the video game. You don't need to know anything about the video game to appreciate the show, but if you're anything like me, I could not look away from the screen when Arcane was on. And in today's age of smartphones and social media, that's an impressive feat. How was Arcane so compelling? Sure, the animation played a big part of that, but that wasn't the whole story. I cared about these characters and what happened to them every step of the way. Why? For that answer, we have to go to an unlikely place, Twitter. I'm on Twitter, so you don't have to be. Recently, and by recently I mean in November, executive story editor, writer, and co-producer of Arcane, Amanda Overton, held an AMA on Twitter. I asked this very question, and here's her answer. I find scenes easier to write if each character wants a specific thing, but those things conflict with what the other characters want. Only one character can win per scene, but winning or losing changes what each character does in the next scene, driving the story forward. The relationship from one scene to the next is so important. It reminds me of South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker's therefore or but rule.
We can take these beats, which are basically the beats of your outline, and if the words "and then" belong between those beats, you're f***ed, basically. You got something pretty boring. What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word therefore or but.
I love this approach. It's like, what if the scenes of a story made up this big tournament of desires? I'll explain. Take, for example, episode 6. You might ask why episode 6 specifically, and to that, I'll say I'm on my third rewatch and just happened to be on episode 6 when I put Arcane on to look for the example. Yes, I'm lazy. Anyways, we see Jace, who is sitting down with Mel, and she advises him that he should be with Victor, who is dealing with the fact that he is likely about to die due to his illness. Mel's desire for people not to have to struggle all alone sets up the next scene. So where is Jace next time we see him? He's with Victor, just like Mel advised. For another example, later in that same episode, we have Silco face off with V. V knocks over a building, but Jinx is the one who really steals the outcome of that scene. V escapes the rubble just to see the blue light from the flare she gave Jinx all those years ago emerge from the top of the slums. Jinx's desire to reunite with her sister is the most powerful desire in that scene. So, next time we see Jinx and V, where are they? V is sneaking up behind Jinx so they can reunite. It's the well thought out touches like this that really build anticipation for the audience, hooking us that much more. How can you look away before you know for certain that V is going to go rushing to her side? You can't. Twitter user @lesboteric asked, "Why are all your characters so compelling? Seriously though, they're really interesting." Overton replied, "One thing we try to do with our characters is make sure you always have something to both hope and fear for them." How many times has this happened to you where you're sitting down trying to enjoy a show, but you're kind of bored because you don't really know what you're supposed to be rooting for? I need something that makes me say, I sure hope this thing happens, or man, I sure hope this thing doesn't happen, or better yet, both. This is a key I probably need to put into my own writing. But let's look back at Arcane. The writing team really nailed this. Every major character has a legitimate hope and fear. With V, you hope that she repairs her relationship with her sister Jinx, aka Powder, but you fear that she may mess up the relationship with her sister Jinx even worse. Then you throw in the curveball that she may have to choose which relationship to prioritize, as Caitlyn is actively trying to capture Jinx. Boom, hopes and fears. For Jinx, you have this hope that she will reunite with her sister, but you have the fear that she'll end up going around unaliving people. She's a kind of a loose cannon. You also hope that her relationship with Silco is genuine and that he really cares about her, but you also fear that maybe he's just using her. For Jace, you hope that his discoveries will be used to help humanity, but you fear that his technology and discoveries will be used as weapons. For Victor, you hope that he finds a cure for his illness, but you fear that he won't. For Echo, you hope that he can help the people of the slums, but you fear that maybe Silco or one of the guards will catch and kill him. Every character up and down this roster has something at stake, and that makes Arcane a great watch. When a show is successful, it's usually because the story is good. Shocking, I know. But these screenwriters deserve a standing ovation and praise because they understood the assignment. In addition to that, the animators, the artists, they also crushed it. And you can watch this video by Loy Meets World here that explains how even the animation of Arcane wins you over in 6.1 seconds.